So that means, Attorney Golan, when they travel out of the country, they really will not have any difficulty re-entering. But do they have to apply for a parole visa also?
Before they leave.
I see.
Before they leave. And they leave only if they get the parole visa.
I see. And then they can travel for a week or two, of course, no longer than a month.
Well, no, depends on what kind of parole visa they get. Which again depends on their explanation why they want to travel.
I see. So usually, how long does it take, Attorney Golan, to apply and to receive the acceptance or the approval?
For what?
The parole visa.
Oh, not long.
I see.
A few weeks.
Are you aware of some DACA, with your clientele that have traveled and re-entered to the United States?
Yeah, quite a few, many of
very
them.
Good.
And then they are able to apply for adjustment of status because the stain of having entered without inspection is removed from them.
Wonderful. That's a very, very good point that you have clarified on there. So for those DACA people that have been calling about this question, that's an opportunity. But what could be reasons for applying for a parole visa that will be approved, Attorney Golan?
Mainly an urgent need to visit some ailing family member.
And that has to be documented, like getting certificates from...
Yeah, but very, very, very likely.
I see. That's good. So what's the future for those who did not apply? I understand there's about 400,000 almost over who have been approved for DACA, and there are more remaining. What's the future for them, Attorney Golan, right now?
Look, those who are eligible for DACA but never applied...
Yes.
Are still hanging around and waiting for a new law.
Wow.
Because even this judge in Texas says if the administration wants to legalize the people who were brought here as children, they simply have to convince Congress to make a new law. They cannot do it. They cannot do it on their own decisions. They have to have Congress change the law.
Right. Another question of a DACA recipient says that this individual lost his job, and but he has a DACA card. Can he look for another employment using that DACA card and will be approved for employment because he has that authority?
If the DACA card is valid,
yes.
If he didn't let it expire, yes.
Very good.
He's not limited. He's not limited to a certain employer. He's free to get any kind of job.
Very good. Now, this DACA individual, the mother is already a U.S. citizen, recent U.S. citizen. What can the mother do for this individual, the son, to be eligible to stay here on a more permanent basis? In other words, to be a green card holder?
Look, all the mother can do is can file a petition for him and put him on the waiting list.
I see. Is that a good step, Attorney Golan?
Yes, it is a good step, and I recommend it because you never know what kind of benefit will come from having a petition. Okay. From time to time, they make special arrangements for people who have a petition. Even if the priority date of the petition is a long time away. For example, just recently, maybe 3, 4, or 6 weeks ago, they issued another guideline, okay, for people from 4 countries in Central America who have pending petitions. This is actually the same arrangement that they had in 2000, in 2001 under the Life Act, where they said anybody who has a pending petition can come to the United States on a temporary visa
Mm-hmm.
and stay and work and wait for the priority date to become current. Then at that time, it covered people in any country. Recently, in 4 or 6 weeks ago, they passed guidelines, but referring only to 4 countries in Central America, saying anybody in these 4 countries who have a pending petition may be invited by the immigration service to file an application for a parole visa and then come and wait and be employed in the United States until the quota becomes available.
Mm-hmm.
So having a petition pending, even if the priority date is still 10 years away,
Right.
may suddenly one day become very useful for you.
That's very good. Now, this is a very interesting